Yeah, I actually don't have a light. I'm at my
Okay.
girlfriend's place this week,
Uh,
so it's really
that's
dark
all right.
around here.
Yeah, no problem.
Um,
By the way,
anyway,
her picture, she looked hot. Good job.
we're recording right now, so you'll have to
Oh,
cut
okay.
that part out.
Yep, my bad. My
It's
bad.
okay. Um,
Or maybe not. Whatever.
whatever. Welcome to Trippin On Xbox. This is an Xbox podcast that me and our co-host Johnny Vinyl do every so often. Whenever there's some major Xbox announcements, and
Yeah.
there have been
Actually,
this week for sure.
before we started that, I want to say because something we should have been saying every episode. I think we forgot. If you have any questions or you have any topics you want us to talk about, put them down in the comments below, and we would love to hear from you guys. And right now, our audience is very small. There's a real good chance you'll get your question answered. So put it in the comments, and we'll talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely. We are here to educate, and I am. This week, it's kind of we're kind of dealing with my own beat, which is tech. So I get to talk about specs and shit.
Yes.
So I guess we're gonna talk about Scorpio first because that's what we have first on the list besides questions.
I just did questions.
In which that was questions. So this is the next thing. Scorpio specs came out this week, and from Digital Foundry, Microsoft flew them out to reveal the specs, which was a really weird reveal. I don't know why this happened. I don't know why this is necessary. I feel like specs is something you should gloss over in 5 minutes, and not pay this much attention to. But I guess,
but I think they really wanted to get out there and prove that they're more powerful than the PS4 Pro, but at the same time, they didn't want to spend their press conference time at E3 going over it because that's boring to talk about at a press conference. So I think they want to get it out now and let people digest it, and then hopefully E3 will be games.
That's fair. I mostly don't know that many people who care, or who understand what any of these numbers mean.
Yeah, I don't.
That's the biggest issue. Like you show these numbers and people are bragging about it, but they don't quite know what any of it really is or how it compares to what's going on in the PC space.
Yeah, you're gonna have to handle the technical talk because I'm one of those people. I don't understand it at all. I did read the Digital Foundry kind of analysis, and they're the experts. I just looked at the list and say, hey, these new numbers are bigger than the old numbers, and that's good, I guess.
And I think that's how I think people are kidding themselves if most people think that they totally comprehend these numbers. I don't even totally comprehend most of these numbers. I just know what to compare them to, and I know what something like this would be capable of.
Yeah.
So it has 12. It has 12 gigabytes of that's the biggest thing. It has 12 gigabytes of GDDR5 video memory, which isn't RAM. Everyone's saying, oh, it has 12 gigabytes of RAM. That's so unnecessary. No, it's it's video RAM.
Yeah, I remember on my Facebook a little bit, you had kind of gotten in. I still don't completely understand the difference, so help me out here.
So video memory is usually stored in the graphics card in a computer. Consoles work totally differently, where, especially with this console, it shares the video RAM and the regular system RAM. It's all shared in this one pool of 12 gigabytes. So the video RAM helps with it basically is what runs your games. It's the reason you're able to get games and crank them up to 4K is by having more video RAM. And a lot of other things obviously factor into that. But that's always like the big selling point of a new graphics card is every time one comes out, they're like, oh, this one has 8 gigs or 12 gigs, or even, the budget ones have like 4 gigabytes of video RAM. And what's interesting about this is that 12 gigabytes is shared, what I'm hearing is only 4 gigabytes of that are actually used for regular system tasks, like not gaming related tasks, but like having stuff run in the background and stuff like that.
Okay, and as I kind of understand it, the old Xbox UI, which we just got away from, by the way, the kind of that RAM, but a lot of that RAM was being taken up by Snap and the Live Tile, and that's why it's a lot faster now.
Yeah, now they added a lot more, and they have some RAM dedicated just for that, and then they have some, and then the other 8, I believe, are dedicated to the video, which is why you're getting this 4K resolution, which is why it's not totally unnecessary, because that is exactly what Scorpio is made for. Which
right.
It's made for power, and it's quite a bit. It has pretty good specs for what we're assuming is going to be less than $700.
I sure hope so.
That's what every rumor. I haven't seen a single rumor that's gone over 650.
No, Digital Foundry seemed to think around 500, and
a lot of people are saying 500. That sounds so unrealistic to me, but Microsoft could take a loss and make that happen.
There's Ryan McCaffrey at IGN says they need to come out at 400 because if they come out higher than the PS4 Pro, it's going to look like shit.
That is insane to me.
Yeah, probably, but I mean, yeah. I hope it's not more than 500, but it might be. I don't know. Just have to see. And I need them at E3, and I don't know if they're going to be able to do it because for the reasons we just talked about, how kind of going over this tech stuff in a press conference is a little bit boring. But in my case, I don't have a 4K TV, so I would really like them to explain to me exactly what the benefits are if I don't have one. Maybe I'll have one by the end of the
year. They have said in the past there is no benefit.
Well, that sucks.
For people without 4K TVs. And the reason... it's not for anyone else. That's who the product is for. It's for people with 4K TVs, and Xbox One is for people without. Or Xbox One S.
See, I was hoping that some of the games that run kind of shitty right now, like Fallout 4 or Just Cause 3, would at least be stabilized. But that's a bummer.
They have not said anything about that happening. They haven't said anything about having some kind of frame rate improvements for older games or anything like that. My guess is they would have to re-engineer those games to see an improvement. And
isn't that kind of though? Doesn't the PS4 Pro have that boost mode now that kind of does that?
Yes, and Microsoft confirmed that there is no boost mode.
Fuck.
But that games may see an improvement without any kind of fiddling on the developer's part. Right. Some games might improve. I feel like it's the same as backwards compatibility.
Yeah.
We're not gonna fucking do anything about it, but like
we'll see.
If it improves, it improves. If it gets worse, it also gets worse. Like with Crackdown 3. Or not Crackdown, Gears of War 3. Where the frames were lower backwards compatible. I worry something like that will happen, but I'm sure they'll patch stuff in it later if we run into any problems like that.
I sure hope not, but I guess I mean, I don't know.
One of my biggest issues with these new consoles, these mid-generation consoles, which is what this is, Digital Foundry confirmed that. I actually had speculated that it would be a truly next generation console, but I don't think there's a such thing anymore.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I don't. Microsoft, and like during when they rolled this out, or at least started to roll this out last year at E3, they kind of kept saying beyond generations and that kind of thing. So I don't think, at least with their plan, I don't think they plan on ever doing another hard stop or cutting off the old one, starting a new one anymore. I think that's a thing of the past for them. I don't know about Sony. We'll have to wait and see for them. They're kind of.
My biggest issue with both of these consoles is I don't understand why any developer would want to upgrade their games to run on these systems.
Oh.
Why? What is the benefit for them? They don't make any more money off of it. So it's not like there's a separate Scorpio version of the game that comes out.
Right.
So they're not making any more money off of these games that are coming out. I don't get why, and they're not forced to make improvements to their games. I don't get why they would want to support it.
Yeah, I don't know. I would have to. My screen froze there for a minute, so I didn't hear all of what you said. But yeah, I mean, I would presume Microsoft's going to have to talk to them and explain the benefit for them. It'll depend on how well the console itself sells. If the console sells, then these developers are going to say, okay, well, there's a fan base out there looking for content that can be at its maximum on these machines. And if they don't, then they frankly won't. I haven't been keeping up, about kind of like how many old PS4 games have been upgraded and how many haven't. As far as I know, I remember the ones they rolled out at their press conference and talked about, and I haven't heard any like updates about, hey, game X just got an update, or this thing did too. So yeah, it might just end up being a flop. And of course, Microsoft's first party games, they're gonna max out as well as they can. But don't know. It's uncharted territory. We've never seen anything like this in the console space. It's very strange.
Uncharted is on PlayStation. We don't talk about that series.
Yes. That overrated free series, you mean?
Yeah, I can't even agree with that. I'm sitting here. I have an Uncharted tattoo on one of my arms.
Do you really?
Yeah, I do. That. Yeah.
Oh wow.
But yeah, right on the arm opposite of the Halo one. I
haven't seen either one of these.
I'm console agnostic. Yeah, I have this one here. This is the Halo one.
Nice.
This is my Uncharted Sic Parvis Magna Drake's Ring.
That's not from Boondock Saints?
No. So, yeah, I do see Microsoft supporting it, obviously, because they do see a direct benefit of supporting Scorpio, is because people will buy Scorpios. And then people will buy their games for the Scorpio. And that's what we saw. That's what we've seen so far is we've seen Forza 6 running in engine.
We haven't, but Foundry has.
Well, we've seen screenshots.
Okay.
That's all we've seen at this point. And they showed in the video that Digital Foundry released, they did show some video of the game running.
All right.
In engine. It's not a port. It's just in engine footage of what Microsoft has basically fucked around with.
Is Forza 6 the one that came out 2 years ago, or is that one still coming?
Yeah, it's the one that came out 2 years ago.
Okay,
it's not going to be ported.
We're due for Forza 7 though, is what I was.
That's what. Okay. Yeah, that's why they were showing it to us. Because they want to show us a Forza game, but they didn't want to announce anything yet.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know why not. It's not like anybody's going to be shocked when Forza 7 happens. But
yeah, but they need something to. They need some for as many first-party games as they can, because that's Microsoft's biggest criticism right now. Is okay, you have this really high-tech console. We love this. Everyone loves this idea, but the first-party games that are going to take advantage of this right now we don't know what they are. We don't know what a lot of them are.
Right.
We do have we have Sea of Thieves on the way. We have Crackdown 3.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. I feel like that's going to launch alongside.
Yeah, me too.
Alongside Scorpio. I don't know what else we have. They are indie.
There's State of Decay 2.
Right, State of Decay 2.
I don't know if that's going to be like a graphical powerhouse, though. The last one wasn't.
It does not look like it. No, it doesn't look like a showcase game.
I wouldn't think so based on the last one, but all we've seen on this one is a CG trailer, so we don't know yet. And that's what E3's for. I hope, and I think they know that
Microsoft did a really good job last year of announcing games and putting them out the same year. I love that.
I was going to talk about this, and maybe when it gets closer to E3, if we do another episode, I will. But I really get frustrated with how far in advance Sony talks about stuff, and they never get called on it. And for the most part, there've been some Microsoft games with long tails, like Crackdown. But for the most part, it's announce it and put it out pretty soon after, at least within a year and a half. After.
I don't know why anyone would be excited for Death Stranding right now. We have no idea what the fuck that game is.
I'm baffled by this. And I get it. If you love Kojima, fine, but that's not enough.
It's not a... I don't get excited for my birthday 3 years from now.
Yeah. Exactly. And, dude, The Last of Us is one of my favorite games of all time, but I don't need to know about The Last of Us 2 yet. You can finish it, or at least get close to finishing it, and keep it a secret until...
Don't show it to us until you can show us some gameplay. Yeah. I would love it for every developer to be like, all right, we're not going to show off the game until the year that it comes out.
Yes. Well, if it's a new IP, maybe a little bit longer because you got to educate people about it, but especially for these sequels, man... I got problems with the way Fallout 4 turned out, but nothing with their press cycle.
That was the best way. Yeah, I don't like Fallout 4, but I loved the way they announced it and put it out.
Yeah.
It was great. And they're doing the same thing, presumably with Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah, if it actually happens this year, but that's what they're planning on.
If that happens this year, they're doing it right.
Yeah. Now I wonder if there's no, like, they announced when Red Dead 2 was announced that they are doing their advertising with Sony, same way Destiny does and Call of Duty's been doing in recent years. So Red Dead won't be like on Microsoft's stage, and it won't have the Xbox logo in front of the commercials. I think PlayStation gets the multiplayer DLC first, but I still wonder if, just due to the horsepower, how much of a difference Red Dead will look on Scorpio as compared to PS4 Pro. That could, even though Sony paid to kind of have their advertising with them, it might end up being better on Scorpio, which would be kind of strange.
And
that's not the only game.
I do think that is what Microsoft's biggest advantage is going to be, is even though they can't lock down a lot of these partnerships with third parties to get DLC and stuff like that, they can get exclusive. Their exclusive thing is that it's going to look better. And it's going to be for me, at least, I don't care about getting DLC early because I'm not going to finish the game in time to play the DLC early. There's already, games are so long and so big, and most of the time I don't even get DLC. So I would rather a game look better the day it comes out. I'd rather have an immediate advantage on Xbox than to buy the PS4 version that comes with a hat or something.
Yeah. But we're just gonna have to wait and see what they roll out at E3. I think it's a possibility that you see not Halo 6, no way, but I do think they could do similar to like how they did. ODST was built off the back of Halo 3. I think they could do a Halo kind of spin-off built off the back of Halo 5 and have that ready for Scorpio launch. There's obviously there won't be a Gears thing ready, though I do think they even said last year that Gears of War 4 is going to have an update to look better on Scorpio.
Right.
There's a lot they could do. Mostly, I think they need new IPs, so those are hard to predict. I don't know what to say about those, but because I don't know what they're going to be. But
Sea of Thieves is one of them.
That's true. That's true. And so is Cuphead, even though that's obviously not a graphical showcase. That's still a new IP.
Or really a first party game.
Well, yeah, that's true. It's console exclusive, but not first party. You're right.
For now, that's something that could be timed.
I would love them to bring back Crimson Skies, but that studio's gone, so I don't know who would do it now. There's a lot of old franchises, especially from the old OG Xbox days, and even early 360, that, like, all right, the first game might not have worked out amazingly, but it's still a cool idea that maybe could be revisited. Like, I always thought Brute Force was an interesting idea, even though the game didn't turn out great. I would love to see, and it probably is legally impossible, but I would love to see Jade Empire come back. But I don't know if Microsoft owns that or if BioWare owns that, because that was made before BioWare was owned by EA. So that's probably can't happen, but fuck, it would be cool. Plus, BioWare's busy as shit now too.
Yeah, with yeah, but they have multiple studios, so
That's true.
they could.
Yeah,
but they're working on Star Wars right now. Something to do with Star Wars, or
no?
What's their main studio working on?
A new IP that nobody knows about yet, and might get revealed in E3 this year, maybe.
Okay.
We've seen like kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Concept art and stuff, and like they show like a background, but that's about it. So we really know nothing about it yet. And then whatever the Mass Effect Andromeda team's going to move on to.
Yeah.
And speaking of Mass Effect Andromeda, and are we done with Scorpio?
Yeah.
Okay. I've been playing a shit ton of Mass Effect Andromeda, and I want to talk about it because, boy, oh boy, am I confused about the reaction to this game. There's been a lot of games, I would say, kind of since I've been playing games, which is almost all my life. I'd say, this game's a little overrated. This game's a little underrated. This is the biggest one I can think of where I could say, I really don't know what the fuck the critical reception is thinking or talking about here, because this game is phenomenal. I absolutely love it, and I loved it pre-patch, and now it's even better post-patch. Yes, there are some technical problems, no doubt about it. Some faces looked bad before the patch. Now they actually look pretty good after the patch.
Yeah, I saw those comparison screenshots you were posting around. It made me definitely want to jump into it when I have more time.
It's a big difference, but I think the writing is super strong, as BioWare always is, and I think it's gotten more concise, and I don't mean that in a bad way. Sometimes the original Mass Effect trilogy are my favorite games ever. If I was going to get a video game tattoo, it would be a Mass Effect tattoo. But some of those conversations when you would go around your ship and talk to your squad mates would tend to ramble on, and it's just enough because I got to talk to 5 other squad mates right now. I don't have time for this. And now you talk to them, you ask a question, you get your answer, and they're still interesting and distinctive, and you get a lot of personality there, but they don't ramble on forever, which is good because now the game is much, much longer, so you wouldn't want that anyway. I think the combat has improved tenfold. Kind of the narrative about the old trilogy was the combat got better as the series went on, but it was never great like a Gears or a Halo was, and I don't think that could be said anymore. In a sense, yes. In a sense, no. They've added a jetpack, which makes you much more mobile. Makes you able to dodge enemy attacks and fly up above enemy cover and come down on them, and it opens up all kinds of crazy possibilities. Where the combat has taken a slight step back a little bit is there's now what's called soft cover, where instead of walking up to cover and pressing a button like it was in the old games, and I think is in Gears, it is that way in Gears. Now you just walk up to it and you automatically enter it, which is a little bit finicky sometimes. I think they had to do that because the jetpack takes up 2 more buttons than the controller, and they just ran out of buttons, so they kind of had to make it happen automatically. But it's worth it for the jetpack, that trade-off. And since the combat's gotten so much better, that makes the multiplayer extraordinary. I think a lot of people tend to overlook the multiplayer Mass Effect because the first 2 games didn't have it. It was only introduced in 3 and now here, but it's so good. If you like Horde mode in Gears or Firefight in Halo, this is your jam. Boy, I just love the hell out of it. I really like the new characters. I like that Ryder, who is your new character, is not military like Shepard was. So she actually plays a female Ryder. She's able, she's not so stiff, and she has a sense of humor if you want her to. You choose the dialogue, but more than Shepard, she has a sense of humor and is relatable. It's just good. It's just damn good. And it's kind of a shame that I think really it's getting beat up for a couple reasons, in my opinion. I think coming out around Horizon and Zelda and Persona didn't help it.
Yeah.
I think there's been a lot of remorse about Dragon Age Inquisition, which was BioWare's last game. People kind of, as time goes on, like it less and less and feel bad about overrating it. And so they're kind of taking it out on this game now. And there are some similarities in Dragon Age Inquisition. But I don't know, and I kind of feel like it's I do feel like it's a hardcore gaming echo chamber thing. Like Marty Sleva on IGN said, hey, if you ask the internet about Call of Duty, they'll tell you it's the worst thing ever. But if you ask NPD sales about Call of Duty, a lot of people still like it.
Yeah.
I think most people who are playing Mass Effect are still loving it. The people I talk to, even people who have never played the series before, and this is their first one, all the ones I'm talking to are digging the shit out of it, and it's just kind of become like a Twitter thing to bash it because, you know, those GIFs or GIFs, are pretty ridiculous. And so that's become a way to just shit on the game, but it doesn't deserve it, in my opinion. I think it's phenomenal.
Right. So would you recommend it to someone who hasn't?
Yes.
Never played through an entire Mass Effect game before.
Yes. This is 600 years after the other ones. It's none of the same characters. It's a fresh start. It's the way to go. My girl it's her first Mass Effect game. Yeah, she's tinkered around some other ones, but it's her first one diving in, and she's obsessed with it. A couple other guys that we both know talk to on Facebook, I know it's their first ones. They're loving the hell out of it too. Yeah, I would highly recommend it.
Or should I just go back and play the other Mass Effect games if I only had the time to do one?
Well, see, here's the problem with getting people to play the old Mass Effect games is Mass Effect 2 and 3 are amazing, but Mass Effect 1 kind of sucks.
I would skip 1 anyway.
Okay, well, if you're going to do that, then yes, go ahead and play 2 and 3.
Yeah.
And then I think you'll want to play Andromeda, but...
Okay.
But, yeah, and I would... There's DLC for Mass Effect 2. It's like... I mean, well, there's a lot of DLC, but there's one that's just like a real cheap thing. I don't even know how much it is, a couple bucks. Depends where you play that. But that'll basically give you a motion comic that'll tell you the story of Mass Effect 1 and you can make some of the key choices in that game so that you can be caught up without having to slog through Mass Effect 1 because it's tough. It's tough to go back to now.
I tried recently and I got really bored.
I don't blame you at all. I remember when that game came out, I was so excited for it because I loved Knights of the Old Republic. And boy, I did not like Mass Effect 1 at all. And that's why I skipped Mass Effect 2 for a long time. I came back to it like 6 months after it was out and blew my mind. I was like, oh, okay, this is what the game should have been in the first place.
Yeah.
And then 3 is my favorite game ever. But yeah, so oh boy, that's a tough call. I would say go ahead and do 2 and 3, but you'll probably want to play Andromeda
at some point.
You do that, yeah. It's really good.
Or if I have to end up doing it for work.
Yeah. Don't let the numbers scare you off, people. It's really good, especially post-patch. After the patch, a lot of those faces are fixed. It's great. Play it.
Yeah.
And play me in multiplayer.
Is the multiplayer good?
Multiplayer is great. Yeah, it's I mentioned it earlier, but it's a horde mode.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Yeah, but it's with the powers and races of all the different characters. Unlike Gears, the newest Gears, when you play Horde mode, there are 5 classes, and that's cool. I really like that. I'm not trying to sound like a shit in it, but there are like 20, and they're all different. They all do very different things, and it never gets old. It's a lot more mobile than Gears Horde mode too, because in Gears Horde you pretty much build a base and you're building fortifications in it, and you pretty much camp your ass there. Mass Effect, you're going all over the place and you're jetpacking around and meleeing people, and yeah, I love it. Love it.
Let's see. So Marvel Heroes Omega, which is just it's the same game as Marvel Heroes on Steam, right?
Yeah, it seems like it's going to launch at kind of a light version, like not every character, because there's I play the PC game a lot. It's one of the only
free to play, right?
Yeah, it's free to play, and it will be free to play on consoles too. It's one of the only PC games I play. There's about 60 characters in there now. It's been going for years. I don't think on consoles it's going to launch with every one of those, but they will. They'll come in time. It's going to be a rollout, and it's going to be free to play on consoles too. It is coming to PlayStation first, but it will be on Xbox after that. And it's like, if you like Diablo and you like Marvel, it's Diablo and Marvel together. And it's free to play, and I think its free to play mechanics are very fair. compared to many other free-to-play games I've tried. And you get, every character can be earned just by grinding. You don't have to buy any character. The only things in there that you are required to spend money on are some storage space, which I do recommend if you get into the game, because storage does become a commodity, and costumes, which are just cosmetic. So, right. I buy some because I really like it and I love Marvel stuff. I'm wearing a Groot shirt right now. But you don't have to if you don't care. So yeah, and you can just grind them out. And boy, Gazillion is the name of the company that makes it. They just give shit out all the time. Like, hey, it's Christmas, have 5 free characters. Hey, it's Halloween, take this free costume. And like, they're really good about that. So you don't have to spend a penny on this if you don't want to, and you'll have a great time. Yeah. The guy who originally put it together, he's no longer at the company, but when the game first came out, he was the guy behind Diablo 2, a guy named David Brevik. So that's the kind of experience you're looking at. It's really good.
Sweet.
And I don't know when it's coming exactly. It's probably still a few months off, so we'll talk about it more kind of as it gets closer. But
seems like something that would come out in the summer.
Maybe. I don't know. I think they're doing a beta first on PlayStation only. Yeah. So, and it might come out in the summer on PlayStation and not for Xbox for a couple months later. I really don't know.
We'll see.
Yep.
And then there's a few news things you wanted to talk about.
Just quickly.
I don't know what's going on with Game Pass.
We just never talked about it. We haven't recorded it.
Okay. Weeks, I was like, is there something new with that?
No, not really. And that's why now it's a couple weeks old, so we don't have to get into it. But Game Pass is coming, and that's cool. And I think that's cool.
When is that coming?
We don't know.
Okay.
I would think it'd be really smart to do it on Scorpio Day, because I think there'll be a lot of people who didn't buy Xbox Ones who are going to buy Scorpio, and you can say, hey, you know what? No sweat about all those games you missed, like Sunset Overdrive and Halo 5 and Gears 4. Just subscribe to Game Pass. We'll let you play them all. And get people kind of caught up on that stuff. And Ori and the Blind Forest would be another good one to put on there. Yeah. So that'll come, and it's cool. I think it's a really smart advantage for them. It blows PlayStation Plus out of the fucking water. Or not Plus, I'm sorry, PlayStation Now out of the water. Yeah, that's cool. Game Pass.
And Evolve, it has gone games with gold until the 14th, which...
Yeah, it's a...
3 days.
That's why I wanted to mention it. You only got 3 days left to download Evolve. I really like Evolve. I know that's kind of become a punchline, and it's got problems for sure, but I think it's a really unique game, and for a game with gold, as a multiplayer game now, it should have a large community. It does. I tried it again about a week ago.
I think it's really interesting that game is a game with gold, because on PC it's free. It's a free-to-play game now.
Yeah.
And I just think it's weird that it didn't just go free to play on consoles anyway. But I guess this makes up for it.
Right. They wanted to do that, and they were working towards that before 2K pulled the plug on them, because apparently the free to play experiment on PC didn't go very well. And they said enough's enough, pull it. But they're putting out for free now, and those versions have now become pretty different, because the free to play stuff, they started adding a lot more. I don't want to say, all right, it's kind of content, but not brand new content. Like, a lot of the characters got kind of minor variations that came to PC, never came to consoles, just because the free-to-play stuff never came to consoles. Right. The other thing I should mention about this is it's not just Evolve, it's Evolve Ultimate Edition. So you get all the DLC too.
Oh, cool.
Which there's a lot of. So please download that. That game deserves a little support. I kind of feel bad about what happened to it. It did not deserve the kind of death that it just had. It's a shame.
Can you actually get matches now? Like,
you can since it went free. Yeah, like there was a period there where no, you couldn't. But I tested it out about a week ago, and now there's people playing again, obviously, so that it's free.
Yeah. Do you think that'll last, or?
I think it'll last a couple months. I don't think. That's why I'm saying. That's why I really want people to get on it, because I think you only got maybe 2 or 3 months to try it at least. It's really unique.
Yeah. Gears of War crossplay. I don't know anything about this.
Yeah, they just talked about it today. Oh, that reminds me that something else happened today that we forgot to put on the list here, Bob. But we'll talk about that in a minute. Yeah, Gears of War. It always had crossplay for unranked. Basically, they're adding crossplay between Windows 10 and Xbox for ranked play now because essentially not enough people bought it on PC, and there's just not enough population there. So they're allowing those people to play with Xbox if Xbox people want to. They have to opt into it. But then they'll be there. So then PC people can start getting matches in ranked because right now apparently they cannot.
Yeah,
and that's that. And that's rolling out. I don't know, soon. I forgot to put it on the list here, but we wanted to mention that Black Ops 2 went backwards compatible today.
Yeah, that's the big.
Yeah, and that what. Yeah, they've had a poll up forever. So since backwards compatibility rolled out of what games you wanted, that's always been number one. That's always been the one people wanted, and now it's up. So that's good. I never played it. Maybe I'll try it. Who knows? Is the campaign any good?
Of Gears of War 4?
No, Black Ops 2.
Oh, Black Ops 2. Oh yeah, I forgot we moved on.
Yeah.
I've never played it.
Yeah, me neither.
Here's a funny thing about me that I don't tell a lot of people. Now I'm going to broadcast it publicly. I've never played a Call of Duty game.
Yeah.
I've
know
never
what?
touched one.
I've played about 3 or 4 hours of a Call of Duty game. I bought Black Ops 3 because that was 4-player co-op all with the campaign, and I've talked before how much I love co-op games, but I never played it. Never ended up playing it. I did buy Infinite Warfare with the Modern Warfare remastered. Was it Modern Warfare remastered? Yeah. Well, I bought that $80. Still haven't played either one of them.
Yeah, I have no idea how those games handle at all because I've never touched one.
I've touched a little bit. They seem pretty smooth, but they're up and down. There's 3 different developers that rotate around, so it's such a weird thing.
Yeah, that's really odd. Yeah. No one else really does that.
No, yeah, not at all. They did they did annual Assassin's Creed for a while, but it seems like that's over now. But
yeah, rip. And Voodoo Vince, I don't know anything about this game either.
Oh, Voodoo Vince is an OG Xbox game that's getting a remaster.
Yeah. I've heard of this.
Yeah. And now we got a date and a price for it. It's out April 18th for $15. It was never an incredible game, but it's a nice little fun platformer. So what the hell, $15? I'll probably grab it. Oh, there's an Xbox Spring sale going on right now too. I didn't put that on the list either, but there's a sale. Check it out.
Cool.
Astroneer's cheap. I'll probably buy that.
Nice. What else is on sale? Anything else good?
Oh, a ton of good stuff, but a lot of stuff I already have. Like my favorite game last year was Titanfall 2. That's on sale.
I just played Titanfall 2. I just played it, the campaign.
What'd you think?
Holy shit!
Right?
Holy shit! I wasn't expecting it to be as good as it was.
Nobody was expecting it. It was crazy.
No one fucking talks about it, but it's so different.
Yeah.
Everything else.
Yeah. Boy, we did. You can go back to December on my channel. We did our favorite games of last year, and it was my number one. I just thought it blew me away, and I really love that they didn't make it overly long. Like I think it was the exact length it needed to be. And,
it was.
Yeah.
Someone I was talking to said the worst part about Titanfall 2 was when you get to the end and realize there's probably not going to be a sequel. And I didn't understand that at first. I was like, I'm sure this game is fine, on its own. And then it ended and the credits started rolling. I was like, shit, I'm kind of sad now.
Did you wait?
This could be a really good franchise. What?
Did you wait after the credits?
Was there something after?
Yeah.
God damn it. I'll just it.
Not much, but there might be a sequel. I'm
worried because of the low sales.
Yeah, but I kind of read some conflicting things about that, but that it didn't sell very well in November, but then there was some big sales on Black Friday in January, and it kind of seemed like it raised back up the charts maybe a little. Not on NPD. I don't think it ranked top 10 again.
Does EA own that IP or does Respawn? Okay.
Yeah. So I think they might squeak it out, and I also think EA knows that the release date really fucked it. I think they realized they made a mistake, and they might not hold it against them too much.
I I could see that too. EA has been a very different EA in the past like 5 years than the EA that everyone hated.
Yes.
And I do think that the company will be a little more forgiving since it was their own fucking fault.
Yeah. Shit, they just put out this year a sequel to Mirror's Edge. I guarantee you Titanfall 2 is better than Mirror's Edge.
Absolutely. Yes.
I even know that sequel didn't turn out well, so maybe that's not a great example. But
no, but it's still got a sequel.
Yes.
In a world where that should have never happened.
Right.
But yeah, who knows? Who knows? But I love the game. I hope we get I gotta check out that sale at some point. But anyway, as for my character, in our alternate universe, where Microsoft has its own version of Super Smash Brothers.
I'm bringing up our list so far of what we got. I meant to bring that up already. We have Marcus Phoenix. Master Chief, then Marcus Phoenix, then Johanna Dark from Perfect Dark, Apollo from Sneakers, and Atriox from Halo Wars. And now number 6 is...
number 6 is the Battletoads, which is not a character, but a set of characters. I believe there's 3 of them. Yes. I'm not gonna... There's Zitz. Rash.
And Pimple? Is that the last one?
Fucking right, yeah, Pimple. These little fucking dudes were in Killer Instinct, and so it's obvious that you should put them in this game too, because they're already battling toads. They're already fighting each other with their hands and their dirty little grimy frog fingers, and they're just gonna...
They're big ass fingers.
They're gonna frog finger each other on the fucking battlefield now.
You remember when they you do a combo or something, their fist grows like 4 times its normal size.
Yes, yes, it does. I played Battletoads last year.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's fresh in my memory how Battletoads is. Although I got stuck, I never finished it.
I don't think anybody ever finished it.
I don't think everyone finishes that game, yeah.
No.
But it's fun.
We did a Let's Play of the Battletoads arcade when Rare Replay came out. That's on the channel.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I was playing the Rare Replay version, so it is a little easier because you can... there's like save points.
Yeah, well, there's 2 Battletoads on the Rare Replay. There's the arcade game and the NES game.
Right, I was playing the NES one.
Okay, we played the arcade one. What's
the difference? Is it the same game?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I guess I'm not as educated on the Battletoads.
I'm not that informed on the Battletoads cinematic universe.
Yes. They need to make that movie.
I want that to happen.
Yes.
I want it to just be a direct response to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies.
Yes.
Because it's very clear that Battletoads is supposed to be like the Ninja Turtles. I want them to do a Battletoads movie that just makes fun of the Ninja Turtles.
Ninja Turtles. That would be strange because the Ninja Turtles were originally to make fun of Daredevil.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think it would be funny in today's world to do one where they make fun of the shitty Michael Bay Ninja Turtles movies.
Just roll it all the way around and have the Battletoads in Daredevil Season 3. There you go.
Wow.
Yes.
I want that to happen so badly.
When Punisher blows all their heads off.
I want the Punisher to train them, and he's like, and the Battletoads are his assistant.
Oh, we've gone down the rabbit hole now.
That's weird. So yeah, I think it's pretty obvious. They punch and their arms get real big when they punch each other. I think it's obvious why they should be in this.
They can turn into wrecking balls
in this game. Yeah, they can ride on like what are those things they ride on?
Like
there's vehicles. There's hovercraft things. They have all these futuristic tools and shit. They can steal weapons and just beat someone with it. They're very, very cool toads. They wear sunglasses.
They do.
If nothing else convinced you prior to that point, they wear sunglasses, and that's the most important thing at the end of the day.
I'm all in. I vote yes on Battletoads.
Hell yeah!
There was a Battletoads and Double Dragon crossover game back in the
What?
Oh yeah, it was on. I think I played on Sega Genesis. Yeah, you're looking that up now.
Yeah, I need to know what this is.
Yeah, you could play as any of the three Toads or Jimmy or Billy. Was it Jimmy and Billy were the Double Dragon guys?
Holy shit! It was called Battletoads and Double Dragon.
Yep.
What an original name.
Yeah.
Wow, and the developers actually collaborated on it. Rare, and Ultimate play the game. That's insane. I wonder if there's any way to play this game besides emulators.
Like, I'm sure that Rare probably wanted to put it in the Rare Replay, but then they would also have to work with the other company, which I don't even remember who it is. I think, did you just say who it was a minute ago?
Yeah, it's what is it? Ultimate play the game.
I don't even know who the fuck that is.
I don't know who the fuck that is either. I'm guessing it's the developer of the Double Dragon games.
Well, yeah. So yeah, I think it would be tough to find now. Similar to how Marvel vs. Capcom had such a hard-ass time getting re-released, but eventually did.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't mention that. That's out on Xbox. Marvel vs. Capcom 3 Ultimate. There you go.
Oh, is it? It's a like HD upgrade.
Yeah, it's just actually, the last game was only last generation, so it's just a straight port.
Yeah,
pretty much. It's fine. I played it a little bit on PlayStation. I'm not a big fighting game guy, but I love Marvel stuff, so I gave it a whirl, and I sucked at it.
Yeah, I'm not good at fighting games either, but I would be very good at this Microsoft branded brawler game that we've invented here. I'm
good at every game I invent in my head.
Yeah, that's the way to be. I'm so bad at games, dude. I'm not gonna lie, and
How can you host a podcast if you're not a gaming expert?
Well, it's about to get even worse because I just got offered a job where I'm literally playing games most of the time.
Really?
Yeah. I just got offered a job doing wiki guides.
Wow. I was gonna say, I saw you post something. I wasn't sure if you could talk about it.
I'm talking about it now because by the time this goes up, I'm assuming tomorrow, I'm quitting my other job.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Breaking news, people.
Yep. You heard it here first.
You're getting the scoop on Trippin On Xbox.
Yeah. I'm excited for that. I only have to work 3 days a week, and I make more than I make now, which is
son of a bitch.
Fun.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. But I'm gonna have to actually play video games, which is
that's real tough.
Instead of talking about them all the time and not playing them.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about it. Scorpio is coming out. In the meantime, play some Mass Effect Andromeda, play some Marvel Heroes when that drops.
That'll be a while.
Please download Evolve.
Yes.
Just God, please.
I'm begging you.
So help me God, if you don't download Evolve, we're gonna cancel this podcast.
Yes. Check out the spring sale. We're 2 months away from E3. 2 months. Are you gonna go to E3 now with your new job, do you think?
God, I have no idea. I have no idea because I just found out this morning I got the job and I don't know much about it at all. And the funniest thing about getting this job was they called me knowing full well I've never written a video game guide in my life.
Nice.
And they were like, "We admire the honesty," because I told them in my cover letter I've never done this.
Nice. You'll have a fresh perspective.
Absolutely. I have no idea what I'm doing.
You'll make guides in 3D. Like, nobody's ever thought of that before.
I feel like my guides are just going to be me stumbling constantly.
Yeah.
Does anyone else know how to do this? Because I don't. Does anyone else know how to play Dark Souls?
When you get to this boss, just kill him.
I really hope they don't make me play Dark Souls.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
I am so bad at games, and they don't know that about me.
There's a new what the hell is that game called? The Purge or something? It's like a sci-fi Dark Souls. IGN was talking about it today. I don't think it's the Purge because that's those movies.
Shit movie.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to see, but we probably need to wrap this up. But
yeah. So if you want to plug anything, you can plug stuff.
Well, you're already on the YouTube channel if you're watching this, probably, unless we get the audio thing rolling. But subscribe, like this video, tell your friends, leave questions for us, please. We will talk about them. Be nice, because I got some comments in one of my Zelda video or in my Shovel Knight videos that were not so nice, and it pissed me off. But what can you do? That's it.
Yeah. If you want to follow me on Twitter, you can do that at GamesPlayGabe. I don't know where else you're going to be able to follow my work because things are in a little bit of a changing period right now.
Just go to E3 and say, Gabe.
Yeah, look for me. Hopefully, I can go to E3 this year. That'd be dope because I'm turning 21 in 9 days.
Are you? You are so young. God
I know.
I'm turning. What day is it? The 11th. I'm turning 30 in fucking 12 days.
Oh, you're looking good for your age.
I'm gonna die soon.
We all are.
That's the way to end the podcast. I'm gonna die soon.
Yeah, and we'll stay tuned because we'll be posting more of these in the future.
Yep.
All right.
I'm sure we'll do one before E3.
Yeah.
Sure we will. Especially if you're going.
Hey jerks, this is Johnny Vinyl, and if you like the video you just watched, you can click right here to see our next one. And you can click on this part of our professional green screen, and you'll subscribe, and you'll never miss one of our videos.
Shit, my arm's getting tired. God damn it. Shit.
Dude.
My arm...